how about this computer? Neato, we're recording. Okay, I have Meg here on the screen. Boom. She is my coach interview, and I'm going to ask her, what technology do you use as you coach soccer?
So a lot of technology can be used in many aspects when coaching soccer. So I use it for, my favorite way to use it is for lip sync battles when you're trying to do team cohesion and team building activities. I work with girls, so they love that. That's very important to see. And they love seeing themselves on video.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of kids that are visual learners. And so we go through, I use it to record games, practices. I always find that it's good to just have it. I don't delete it every time, but sometimes. But going through and actually showing them, because they think that they're doing one thing and yet I'm seeing something else. And so it's good for them to be able to watch the games. They're not really to the point, I mean, it's high school, but they're not really to the point where they're understanding scouting another team. It's much more for their improvement. So we'll watch videos, and I think that literally gives them more of a view of the field. So a lot of times the kids are very introspective. You know, what am I doing wrong? How do I do better? And they're only watching themselves on the screen. So a lot of times I'll say, okay, you know, Jane, what's, you know, Alex doing? And in this play, and I'll have them not only look at themselves, but have them look at other players. And what that does is it opens their view to the whole field, what other people are doing, which is really important in soccer. And it's hard to make that shift from, it's similar to the shift when you're looking at your feet and you're dribbling and you're looking up and dribbling. It's that same shift. It's kind of the next level of moving forward. And video is something that really helps that, whereas you can't really do it otherwise. You can go, I've gone to games with them, but they're much more interested in, you know, getting a hot dog and seeing what cute guys sitting down the road, you know, so it doesn't really.
High school girls.
This video, it kind of brings it in, and it's also another team thing to get together and watch the videos and have popcorn and that sort of thing. I also use it, of course, if I'm doing like a one-on-one,
okay,
or working just with the offenders or defenders. I can, you know, kind of work on their. For example, if I say, all right, you need to get between the goal. This is kind of a simple explanation, but you have to be between the offense and the goal. And they say, we are. And I say, no, look. So it's kind of good for backup as well.
Well, good. So do you think it's a benefit to have it? Or like, so I know for my sport with golf, if I give my kids too much video, they're just, all of a sudden, as they just want the video feedback, they lose that feel, they lose that touch, like that instinctiveness of the sport. Do you feel like technology helps or hurts, or there's like this fine line in between both of them? Like what's your perspective on it?
I think we as coaches have lots of tools, and taking advantage of those tools is probably different for every single one. I'll give you an example. I'm taking tap dancing right now, which is absolutely hysterical. Like, I find when she says, okay, we're going to do a triple double with a blah, blah, you know, as these choreographers, they're like 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're like, what the hell just happened? You know, it's like, okay, no, could you just show me what you want me to do? And I'll do that. Like, I'm one of those kind of learners. So you have to think about the student that you're talking to and what tools they need in particular. I think with younger kids, you shouldn't use it very much, personally, because I think you're right. You don't learn, one, you're not getting that interactive. It also depends how you use it. So all these tools, and you really kind of need to gear it towards each player. But at certain times, I think it's really helpful if you use it in the correct way.
I would agree with that.
If that helps.
So you would say it's beneficial based off how you use it and how the athlete learns. Interesting. Is there any, like, other than video? I mean, again, for golf, we use like TrackMan that gives all these stupid statistics and everything, and like they freak out.
Little things going on in golf. Yeah.
Super cool, but like a little overwhelming. Do you guys have like a specific app that is known to help with soccer, or do you just use like your video or your video on your phone? Because our phones are wild nowadays.
Yeah. I have used a iPad. I've gotten kids. What's really great with kids that have become injured, and as far as using technology, is if I've got a kid who's injured and has to sit on the sidelines with me, I have them keep stats. Have them, and there's an app that and I can't even remember the name of the app because I haven't coached for a while, but they would sit there with the app and they would have to be watching and engaging and really not missing who the assist was. And it's more than just assist and goal. Those I'm like, I don't care. And they're like, well, how do I decide if there's an error? And I was like, you got to be brutal. And they're like, no, because she didn't mean to do that. It's like, well, how are you going to learn from, she didn't mean to do that, An error is not a bad thing. And,
right.
and them how to do that, you're always finding ways to have a teachable moment. You're always trying to find different ways, and technology as it comes in and out, just being aware of most of it is like the number one thing, because you never know when you're going to have a kid that, you have a player that does something that you're like, oh, I saw that we could, do this with it. So it's just like any other tool that you have. The biomechanics was really interesting, and I actually used that with my daughter the other day on, she has a problem with separating the top part of her body from the bottom part of her body.
Mm-hmm.
So when she's doing stuff with her feet, she's not aware that her top is bouncing. I'm like,
doing whatever.
You gotta stay, that part's gotta be real level while you're doing all this stuff with your feet, because you're losing all this energy. So there's so many different apps out there. Did you use the Coach's Eye, or that was really interesting. You probably used it before because it's so much in golf.
Yeah.
Never used
that one pretty frequently in golf.
Sometimes you have a player that just doesn't get it until you say, look.
Yep.
So, I forget what the question was, but yeah.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, thank you for answering my questions on your use of technology in your sport.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks so much.
Welcome. Thanks. Have a great day, Meg.
Thanks for coming to Sarah's Coaching Corner.
Yes, Coaching Corner.